Well, good morning, everybody. It's Hubby here with Just About Anything Garage on a gorgeous Memorial Day here in Agawam, Massachusetts. And we're about to give you another exciting episode of Behind the Scenes. What happens behind the scenes? We're going to go into the truck now and see if we can't get our doors open here. Hitting the remote right there. And look, they're all coming up to get into the shop. And the reason for that is we just released a video, part 3, for Laverne over here, our C30 project, where we've got our custom toe plate with our adjustable receiver all mounted up and all welded up and all ready to go for testing and different things. And now we have the aftermath of that to deal with. And this is something people don't think about, is all the crap, spare parts, all the tools. I think I have every tool that I have in the shop practically out, dirty. I mean, we had to change the tire bands on the bandsaw so we could do something with that. We've got all this crap over here. We got all this crap over here that we haven't put away yet. We got all this stuff over here. It's just absolutely a gigantic mess from doing that and getting that project together. And now it's one of those chores that you don't get to see, that's behind the scenes, that you need to consider and take care of, and that is getting the damn shop cleaned up so you can do more projects and getting the stuff done. So we're going to show you behind the scenes, just a little quick video here, so you realize that, yeah, you go and have the fun part of doing all this stuff, but then you got all the really chorey, worky stuff of doing that. And we'll have a little candy with it too, because we're going to move the cars out of the way. We're going to get the vet set up. We're going to get Laverne out of the way. And we're going to do a couple other things on this video too. But we're going to start by getting the stupid tools and the extra parts and the metal filings and all that stuff cleaned up. We'll take you along with it, show you what we do and how we do that, why we do things, and hopefully it'll be some good content for you. All right, so we'll be right back with that type of stuff. All right, so first thing we got to do is let's make a little space, okay? Let's get Ghost out of here and park her somewhere out of the way. A little bit slow because I have a little bit of arthritis in this right knee, and it likes to every now and then kick up. Yeah, it's kicking up pretty good. So let's go ahead and get our starter circuit on, prime her a little bit. What's going on? Why am I not got no clickety? What be going down? All right, let's see what's going on. More than likely a bad battery. Hang tight. Let's see what we got going. Okay, well, that battery was at 8.2 volts for some reason. I don't know if I got a parasitic drain sitting here. It shouldn't be. It never has, but we'll check that out. It's drawing significant current to get that back up there. Or the battery's bad. Yeah, I noticed when it was charging, it was overcharging, so we might have a bad cell in the battery. Yeah, it's just some of the stuff you run into behind the scenes, right? You go to do stuff, get going, and you got to stop and fix things. So we got to get that battery charged to swap out and get a new one, because we also use it in Laverne. We're going to get Laverne out of here too. So what we're going to do is we're going to, let me set you up real quick, and you can watch me moving stuff out of the way. This is all part of behind the scenes, right? Just the junky stuff. And clear a space so that when Laverne's ready, we can get Laverne out of there, so we can get in there and really clean up, because we got tools, like I was saying, everywhere. We've got metal filings everywhere from doing that. It's all kinds of stuff in the way. So we're going to get all that kinds of stuff out of the way, and you guys get to be privy to what goes on behind the scenes in order to do this major production. Well, not so major production. I'm going ahead and stretching it there. Nothing like Pole Barn Garage or Junkyard Digs or or Martzke's Repair or DD Speed Shop or anything like that. Just plain old, here are my projects, this is what I'm doing. So, got this over here also, which we're going to do as part of that. It's a new motor stand, crank version of it. Has my old stand I've had for 20 years, and even though it's still very usable, we're gonna take opportunity to upgrade a little bit. Let's get that out of the way. That'll be put together. And let's pull these torches out. When not being used, it's a nice place to store things up against Laverne. Oh, make some space. Move everything back in, reorganize. Of course, I suspect you guys all know this, right? Got to clean up after your project messes. So, nothing new to you. Just let you know it's real world. Let's pull this out of the way. That's how we keep moving it. Full of brake fluid. One man bleeder. If you know that trick, is you put this on your bleeders. You can also get check bleeders too, and it'll do. But you should use the check bleeders because it'll only work in one way. But then you just put this in here and it'll pump fluid throughout the thing. If you just got one person, still releases a lot of pumping. I know a lot of people get down on the vacuum type, the ones that are Venturi that draws it through. But I use those because it fills your lines really fast, and then you go through and it takes like 10 minutes to do all 4 brakes. To pump them up to make sure that you're pushing from the master cylinder rather than pulling from the end of the line and filling all those little holes and getting all the air out totally. But they do work. Let's put this over on the stand. It goes. All right. Well, we're doing all this stuff. You get the idea. So let's go ahead and speed this up a little bit. TV, let's move these things out of here after we get the batteries in place. Alright, now that we got some real batteries in this, okay, we're going to drop the cover. We put, this is a deep marine that's intended for big birds actually, but she'll do fine here for right now. She's in sideways, she really doesn't fit. She'll be okay. Not going to short or anything. Get her out. We put a new one that's fit for this in here. You'll see her in a second. Let's go put you guys on the stand and move some stuff out of the way so that we can clean up. We got a Memorial Day parade coming down too. Maybe we'll get lucky and see that. All right. Get you on the stand here. Put this up so you can generally see where we're moving stuff. Okay, so we laid down a little rubber while we were doing it, but it was fun. All right, now we get to the nice, really cool behind the scenes stuff called cleaning up the messy shop. Got Memorial Day parade going over here. Seeing some floats. It terminates a little bit more up, but then the rest of the traffic comes down through here. So to everybody who's enjoying it. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to enjoy cleaning up. All right, so give me a second here. We'll get set up and we'll show you some of the stuff that you need to do when you're doing a channel like this. The stuff you don't get to normally see behind the scenes. Oh, I got some leaks going on here on the vet. That's oil. Had to see where that's coming from. I know where it's coming from. It's off of those stupid pan covers. I'll show you. While we're thinking about it, we'll go pop the hood and take a look. It's coming off of the valve covers. It's got the stupid stamped ones. And I did my best to seal them, but they're being a pain. Right on the bottom. And we'll check it out. We'll put it on the lift to make sure. But right on the bottom of these covers, they like to leak like a banshee. But we'll check and make sure everything's okay. Maybe power steering pump. Make sure that's not overflowing. And we don't have a leak, major leak there. We could, you know, a line could be leaking. Put that on. But we'll put it all up and look at it afterwards as part of our stuff. Okay, but that's probably where that oil leak is coming from. I did put the oil pressure sensor in there. It could be leaking from there too, but like I said, we'll check it. If it is, we'll get it sealed up. Not a big deal. There's no smoke coming off, so nothing leaking on the things. But right here, this bottom part, we put some right stuff on it, but still likes to leak sometimes. All right, let's go ahead and get to work on cleanup. This ought to be fun. I enjoy this part. So hang on, we'll be right back when we get you all set up. All right, so let's have a closer look at the mess. All right, cords that we're using all stacked and piled. This welder was sitting there along with the plasma cutter, but you know, metal parts that we're going to use to build, we got to clean that up. Just about every tool out of the toolbox is piled on top of the sander, right? We got more clamps over here. We got the chop saw, we got the bandsaw sitting, we got the major persuader sitting over here. There's a bunch of tools underneath here. Got them all piled up over here, waiting their turn, right? Mess with all silver filings, right? Metal filings, and there's more over on the welding table. We'll get over there. The bench is covered. Got the tapping tools out and all that type of stuff. It's all in disarray. And over here, this is the tool place, right? It's empty and devoid of tools because they're all out and we need to restack it. This is our general work table that we set up. It's got all kinds of crap on it. Our mobile cart's got all kinds of shit on it, right? And you know, some of the stuff we have in here, like we got this heater that's going to go up eventually. You got the motor up on the stand now. It gets crowded over here because as you move to the back of the shop, this is a parts rack over here and this is a supply rack. You notice that it gets very, very narrow in here and the cords are strung everywhere as we go and do that. And that's kind of just what happens behind the scenes, right? As you get going with projects, we got more stuff stacked here. We got a ton of shit in the way. Crap, excuse me. Try and keep this PG. And it just needs, we just need to stop and clean up, right? We had those two spots. We put some absorbents called kitty litter on it to absorb it up. So we're going to go ahead. First thing we're going to tackle is we're going to, here's some more over here in disarray. And of course, this will be moved to get out of the way. Is in disarray. We're going to get these tools up. We're going to get the power tools back where they belong. Get this area cleaned up so we can get the welders back. Get all this scrap material in one place so we can inventory and know what we need. get the tools up and find where they go. The bandsaw goes underneath there. I'll pull that off. We can put the chop saw there too. And we'll just kind of get reorganized here. And I'll put you guys on run and we'll go into time warp mode so you can have a little action video with me cleaning up the mess I made getting the custom toe plate on for Laverne over there. And the vet sitting over there, really nice little burnout. You'll of course seen that because I put that in there. But anyways, let's go ahead and get set up. And I'm procrastinating by walking around showing you guys, because this is the part that's not fun about doing a YouTube channel. Generally not fun about doing projects. Generally it's you got to clean up. So let's go ahead and get started, I guess. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna go fast, so hang on to your hats. Okay, I know it doesn't look like much, but this is cleaned up and ready. We got the bench set up so we can actually do something on it. We got all the metal filings up, sucked up. We got everything, all the tools away. I'm using this to blow out, of course. That's why it's, you know, this is going to get repaired. It's a good cord. It just had a, right at the end of it, it had a break, so we're going to put a new end on it. These two cords are in good shape. I just gotta wrap them up and hang them somewhere. I emptied all my cords. These were all filled with extension cords, but this takes up a lot of space, so we put the cover on it and put it upstairs, out of the way. And we moved them into down here so they're easily accessible. Right there, all the cords, appliance cords and all the extension cords. Next up is that we're gonna do the center bay where the lift is. Get that all cleaned up and out of there. All these are bad cords. I mean, they have cracks in them, or they're rigid and they're crispy and they're cracking and all that type of stuff. So we're gonna do that. So we're gonna clean back over into here. I'm gonna probably, once I have the space cleared up, I'm gonna stop and assemble the new engine stand. We're gonna transfer that so we can get some of this space out of here. We'll go down and we'll break this down so it stops being a catch-all. And then we're gonna have to get in back here, clear up some space, reorganize, and clear out around the boat, because we're gonna get this boat done and get it out of there. So we have to pull some stuff out from it and get in there. But this is, you know, again, all behind the scenes stuff in order to keep the projects rocking and rolling. Create some space because we got tires coming, because we're about ready to do some tires for there. And get all these stupid boxes out, and then we're going to do this pump onto the compressor because that one's showing signs of wear. So we're going to put a new pump on it and go from there. That's where we are currently. And let me get this center cleaned up, and we'll show you a little, you know, if there's anything interesting about picking that up, we'll show you. Otherwise, we'll use the magic of TV to show you it before and after. All right, we'll be back. Okay, so I'm putting together the Jegs stand. It's got the crank thing, and it's pretty straightforward, just a couple of bolts. The biggest pain in the butt though is the casters, the front caster. I got to do the back ones yet. The two middle ones, piece of cake. These are a pain because down in there, let me turn the light on, those back bolts are pretty far in there. So what I did is I just used a long pair of needle nose that I have, dropped them down in there when I got there. But the procedure to do it first is do the front two bolts, because they're right here. Put this on, and then you can screw them up. It'll hold everything in place. Go and take your long needle nose, drop your back ones in there, and then I can just reach it with my fingers, or you can use tape on a 14 millimeter wrench is what it takes to hold the back of the bolts. And then I just used the 14 millimeter wrench once I got it on there and you got them caught, and tighten them up. But do the front two first, do the back two second, and it goes a lot smoother. Otherwise you're struggling to try and get the back ones on. All right, so just a quick tip while I'm assembling this: stick it in the middle of behind the scenes here, and I'll show you it when it's finished. All right, be right back. Okay, so there's the Jeg stand assembled. These legs, obviously, you can take out and you can extend when you put a motor on it, but you can pull them off and store them in order to make it a little bit more compact. It works just fine. Rotates around just fine. I've still got to tighten these bolts up. They're bigger than 21 millimeters, and that's the maximum size of my sockets. So I'm going to have to get bigger. I think it's like a 23 or a 24 to tighten those fully up and get them as tight as I can get them with what I've got. And it was missing one bolt. I thought it was missing two, but I found the other one after kicking the crap out of the box that it came in. You can see it was all taped up. But one of the bolts for the casters fell out of it. The other one, I don't know, we'll tear it apart and see if it's in there, but no big deal. We'll go ahead and get a replacement for it. But there you go. Behind the scenes, new stand for the motor. This one's going to get repurposed. I got an idea for it, so I'll keep you in suspense for that, and we'll see what we're going to do with it. All right, well, we'll get back to cleaning. We're not too bad. We've got Obviously this bay all set. This one's pretty cleaned up. We gotta get this area taken care of to make more space. And then I gotta get back here, so I've worked on it a little bit. You got a little bit more room to work, but we gotta clean up this area here and get that cleaned up. So that's coming. Alrighty, hang tight and we'll finish this up for you. Okay, so putting the new stand to use, we soon found out that it's not compatible with my cherry picker because of the legs on the bottom. It's got the attachable extendable legs that go out at an angle, because you can take these legs off when you don't have it on the, any motor on the stand. You can stick them in these holders right here, and it's more compact. But I found out because of the way it's angled, I can't fit it in between like I did with my other one, the other kind. But fortunately for me, I have the gantry crane, so we pulled the crane out. Crane's jacked it up, we got it up, and setting it up. And when you set up your stuff on any engine stand, right, you want to make sure that you get these all even. Try and get them as close as you can together so that they have equal force and they're not skewed. And tighten it down. So we got everything torqued down. Let's go ahead and start taking some pressure off of the crane. You can see it's tipping. Not tipping, but settling in. Weight's going down on the front. Okay, now we're totally off. So we're on the front legs. Front legs, you know, you just get that bolt right there that you tighten up, and they're out there. So now this is totally supporting it. We're in pretty good shape. Let's go ahead and get the crane fault off. Not quite yet. Should be able to pull, especially if I put it in neutral. There we go. And get that off. And we should be able to pull back on this engine. And it should be pretty stable. And it is. Get it out of there. And of course, we got crankability. Oh, got a little play in the end of it, so it likes to do that. So we're going to have to be aware of that. And it's in the thrust portion of the crank. So just have to be aware that that does that. But there we go. We got it on the stand. Seems to be stable, not going anywhere. And all I gotta do is put the gantry crane back where it belongs, out of the way. Actually, we'll probably leave it out a little bit because we got to clean up around to get ready to do the boat. So some of the stuff that we have up against it to create a lane and keep it tight, we got in there. All right, so that's got that cleaned up. We're gonna have to find a place where to put this stuff because I don't want to leave it outside. We're in the weather, but I also need the space inside. So we'll have to do some shucking and jiving. But a little bit more behind the scenes here. We're gonna get that back section cleaned up here. We'll show you that, and we'll wrap up this behind the scenes. All right, so hang on one second. We'll give you one more second with that and we'll wrap it up. All right, final configuration. And there goes the cover again. Here we go. This is what we did. The stand was up against the boat. We pulled it out to give us some space and to keep stuff primarily here. It's not in the way, so to move it in. These move totally out so we can get a car into the bay, which we're gonna need as we're doing projects here. We set the table up. That was our catch-all tool table over here because we're gonna do fiberglassing, so I can get everything laid out. I can get it all wetted and then get it up and get it in because we're gonna work on the boat. The stuff around it can stay for right now because there's no big deal. I have space to do tires. I'm gonna do it. This is the sandblast cabinet. I have to replace the sand, and I don't have anything set to go and sandblast immediately, so we're good there. We'll have to clear the boat out, of course, to go and do the work, but that'll be on part of the boat project. We'll show you that as we do that. But the other stuff is all movable. I can move the torch around, I can move the stands around, I can move the jacks around. We're going to put the crane out over here so it's out of the way, and it can be moved around, and I can work around the vet because we're going to do the vet too. We're going to get her cleaned up, in our final trim so that we can go ahead and drive her around town. We want to do that. I love this engine stand. It's a lot more stable. It moves right around, so we can move that around. This is portable 2 cases that kind of keep the boat engine. We just kind of put over here out of the way. It's on a cart, so it can move as well too. So we've got plenty of space to go and start the projects that's set up for everything. Oh, final comment here. The old engine stand is going to go in the back here. This will come back in because it'll move. And we're ready to go. But that's some of the behind the scenes stuff that happens when you're not getting good content on working on cars or anything, just cleaning up and getting set up for the next stuff. So hope you found that interesting. We may have a project service announcement come out next on when we did the right. Let's walk over and look at it. Stimulate my Dimension Mind memory here. The custom toe plate. We're going to talk about some of the good, some of the bad, the things you have to consider when you want to do custom for a project service announcement coming up. But that's it, guys. We're going to end it here. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and look for exciting new content. If you do all that jazz for me, I would appreciate it. All right, so we'll catch you in a little bit with a new project coming up. Thanks a lot. Well, hi everybody. It's Mr. Hubby.